Hello everyone, I'm taking you through an important example that show you how to read and write two files from and two files, and we'll use a little comprehensive example that will help you learn many things. So the example is very simple again, but help you understand read and write to file, also help you understand other concepts which we will discuss in this video. So this example is a product system where the user will get a menu on the screen, can add product to category. This product get saved to a text file with comma separated. We'll look at that one. And then can search in that database or that file, can delete, can add, can do many things related to the product. So here is how it works. I want to show you a video that how it will work, the end result, and then from that we'll go back and look at how we can create this. So let's run this application, and the user will get a menu with this list. So if select 1 will add, 2 will view, 3 will delete, 4 will exit. Let's say 1, and we'll add the first product. I'll give it ID 1, give it the name iPhone, and category is electronic device, isn't it? And the price, iPhone are very expensive, yeah, 4,000 dirhams, okay? And now when you click there, watch here, what will happen now, a file will be created to store this data. So when I press enter, that's the file, products.txt. If I click on it, I will see my first item there, ID 1, the name phone, electronic, and 4,000. Okay, we'll add another one. Let's add another one, we'll call ID 2. We'll give it the name laptop. Yeah, I think laptop is a good thing. Again, it's electronic device. I love electronic things. This is what most of my examples are electronic. And the laptop, cheap one, we're just doing some useful. You can see things get added to the file. Let's add the third one. Let's add some food now. So we'll add, make a 3. We'll say fish. I love fish. And then this is a food as a category. And the fish is cheap. A good thing is food is not expensive, which we need more than electronic. So it's added now. There are 3 items in our file. In that text file, products.txt, there are 3. Let's delete 1. So we will view those things. So number 2 is viewing. So viewing them, they are there, the 3 items. I want to delete, assume one of it. We'll delete, I think delete 2. It's in the middle, so we'll see how it will go. So we'll put 2 there and click gun, that 2 gun. Now I can add another one in its place. Let's add another one. We'll put 4. 4 better. You can use the 2 now because 2 is gone, but let's say 4. And MacBook Air, just MacBook. And the MacBook, how much? It's electronic. MacBook is 6,000. MacBook are very expensive, yeah. Let's make it 6,000, and now it's added. By added at the end, I can sort it and make it sort them based on the number, but it's already sorted in this case. So we'll exit, then we can exit. So this is how this application works. You just run it, and then you get the menu and do that. So how did we create it, and what we will learn from that one? So what you will learn by going through this example, and if you watch it carefully, you repeat it, you do it, you pause it, we need it, you will learn a lot of things. So we learn about object and classes. Been doing that, been creating classes, doing encapsulation by making the field private and using public getter and setters. So you will reinforce that learning. Then we learn about file input and output, how we read from a file, how we write to a file, how we can handle some operation like loading data and updating data and things like that. and then we'll understand the importance of file. Now, if you create application that doesn't save your data, then it's a waste of time. You need to save it permanently for some time so you can retrieve it when you need. And that's how the internet and technology work. Data is an asset, so you have to save it. Then we learn about collection framework. We've been using array list and how to add components to array list and remove them and manage them and do things like that. So this will help you working with the list and array list, and you will learn how to search them, to delete them, to add to them, and do other things. You will learn exception handling. As we said, when you run the code, something can go wrong. Not only the syntax will not run unless the syntax is right. But the logic, you're trying to read to a file that you don't have access to, or the file is not there, or you're storing a text in a variable that should be integer. There's so many types of exception handling which we discussed, and those how we deal with them, using try catch and using throws as well. We will see in this example how this can help us. With dealing with files, so many things can go wrong. And the simple thing, you don't have access to it, or it is not there. It's not in the right place. Also, the format is one thing. And now, if you look at also what you learn here, you will learn how you structure your code. We've been doing this one in our course, but this will help you again how you break them down into classes and make each class is more self-dependent and minimize issues of data duplications and stuff like that. So we'll see how we can do that. And this is important. You can divide your business logic from your database. You don't want to be able to get all the data to your database. You need to put them somewhere in maybe a class or in parameters or environment, somewhere to become more secure. This, I think, you will do more in another course. But here we just touch on that one. Now, how we design it, we will have 3 classes. The product class, which basically save information of the product. We've been creating this for a long time. You will have some attributes for that product, ID, name, category, and price. And then you will have getter and setter. You have a constructor. You know this thing. And we will deal with create a product class that will manage our products one by one. And then we'll have important class for this video is the product manager. This one is the one that handle reading and writing and most of the work. And if you design this one properly, you can use it in another project. Can help you if you create a student information system or grade book or something. You can use this one with some changes. It can be usable for another project. We'll look at that one. And then we have our main class that we will use all these things, and we'll create the menu and things like that. So if you look at the product, as I said, you know it, you've been doing it for some time. These are the private attributes, and you see minus means private here. And we have a constructor, and we have something called get product ID and toString. We're overriding this one toString. Why? Because we need to be able to convert the object of product to one line. And you looked at the data when we're looking at it, each one is a line. 1, phone, electronic, and then the price. So we need to convert everyone to one line. And this one does for us toString. We will write it in a way to make it store one line for us for each product. So it becomes easier to deal with our product, to display it on the screen or do something with that one. The other one from string, this is the opposite. So if we have one line like this, how we take this line and create an object of it. Of course, we'll use the constructor, we'll pass to it this data, it will create for us an object that we will use. So from string, it does the opposite, create the object. toString, it takes the object and create from it one line of text. Let's look at the next one we have. The next one, let's go into this class in details. Now, how this product class is created is not that complicated. As you see, we have just these private attributes. We have the constructor. We have this one get product, which basically will return a string of the product ID. Get product ID. We, as you can see, we put the product ID as a string to simplify it. So this basically, if you ask it, well, this is getter and setter. You've been doing this for a long time. This is the toString which I told you about. It overrides the one in the object, and then what it will do, it will take it and break it into components. So it will take product ID, add to it a comma, add to it to the name, add to it a comma, add the category, and return this one as one string line that we can use to display on the screen or save into our file, which we will find out what is that file later. And this is the opposite one that takes a line and break it into components and then add it in one object. What that means, it creates a string of text here and do split function using comma. So it will go through this one and create those split. This one will take one will become part 0, 2 will become phone, 0 will be part, the 1 will go into part 0, phone will go into part 1, and electronic in part 3, and then this one converted to double because it's a number and stored in 3. So this component broken down here, and then what we will do, pass them to the constructor of product, which you have seen there. So this is basically passing it to the constructor. So you pass it to constructor, it creates an object, and you return the object. We don't need to create object specific or clear object, but this line can do this. I can break it into 2 lines if you want. You can see the first line, obj1 or object1 equal new, and we put the remaining of this one, and the second one is return, but we don't need that one. We can just use this line. So basically this line will create an object of product using the data in whatever line being passed to this function and return it back as a product. Okay? I think this is clear. Now let's move into the manager, product manager. And this is interesting one. As we said, as you can see, we have some one only attribute, which is a list, and it's private. This list will store product. So it is where, this is array list, where we take the product and add it to that array list. So our array list will be inside, product will be inside the array list. Anytime I want to display it, I go through the array list and display it. Also, it is, we'll save it to the database, of course. But the list of will store products, that's the one. And then here we'll come and create other method, public method. This one adding a product to the array list. So if you created a product, like with the example you had one iPhone, electronic, and 4,000, that one is created, passed to this function. It will add it to the list. So it becomes part of products, becomes stored into products. And this one will save it to the file. We'll look at it in more details. To save it to the file, we need to know which file you want to save it to, and it will take the whole array list and store it to that database. And then read from database, from file, we'll get the file, and we'll go through, read from the file and store it in the array list. So array list is our memory location where everything is there, but the permanent file information is on the file. Okay, and this one, get products, is a very normal getter one, which will retain the products as an array list. And then let's look at the code so we'll be more clear on that one. So in this one, we're just importing basic input and output. Dot star here will help me to import the file writer, file reader, everything. So dot star will help you take the whole input output, but you can break this one into smaller one because you need to import the buffer, you need many of them, but dot star will get you everything. So we're importing that, importing array list, importing list as well, and this is our manager public class. Now in this manager, we are creating a list. We're creating a private list of products, okay? And that is using array list to do. So products will be the place where we store the products in the memory of the computer. But where the products will be stored permanently in the file on the computer, which we will find out later. So they are in two places. They are into the memory of the computer, and they are into the data. Okay. This method of writing to text file is not the one used in enterprise system, but this is useful to store some configurations. But we're doing it this way to get you to understand how it works. Okay. But you need a proper database like Oracle, SQL, and all the other type of SQL Server, or many of those databases which we can use. So this one is just the attribute which will create for us products as an array list or a list that we can now push data to it, add data, remove data from, and do things like that. And here we have public void add a product. So add a product, receive any product, and then add it to the array list, which products. Now, every time you see products, this is an array list or list. Okay? So this product which we will send to this method will be added. Someone will say to me, where is the constructor? This one will use the default constructor, and I'll show you later why. Because I need only one project manager in my software, on my application. I don't want more than one because I don't want to confuse the system. I don't want to allow access to so many product managers. So I'm keeping only one. This is why I'm not creating a constructor. I will not create an object of it. I will create something static. You will see later. Now let's get here. This is adding product to the array list. This one saving to a file. This is the one that does the saving. How it works? It's a very simple. Of course, the name save to file. It needs a file name to do that, and we will create a file name later. If something goes wrong in this method, it will throw input-output exception. And this one means this is like what you use try and catch, but this is on the method level, not on the block level. Try and catch are on the block level. This is on the method itself. So if there's something goes, this line means if something goes wrong, throw the input-out exception. Now, how we do that, how we save to the file, first we need to make a connection to that file. And the way you make the connection, you can use buffer writer class to create an object called writer, and basically use the constructor of buffer writer. And then here you create an object of file writer. So the buffer writer use an object, the constructor of buffer writer use an object of file writer, and this is the file name. So you get the file name. This line, if it works perfectly, you will get a writer that you can use now to write to your text file. And assume things are okay and nothing went wrong, then you need to write the text file. So where is your data that you would like to write to the text file? Someone will say to me, the user will enter it. I know. But after the user enter it, everything has to be stored in an object. And the object will be stored in array list or in a list. So actually these products store all our products. Okay? So what we need a loop to go from the first product through them one by one. And this is basically the for loop we've been using for some time. This one using type of class called product. We know that what's product. And product without S is the product that we're dealing with at the moment. At the first time will be the first product, will be the iPhone 1. And then it goes, the second one will be our food, fish, I think, in that example. And then goes like that, okay? And then this is what will happen. It will take them one by one, and every time use the writer to write it to the product. But it use toString. You remember toString? We spoke about it. We need to write a line to the database. We're not going to write an object. So we need to convert the object to one line and do it there. If you remember, this is the method we use there in the product. In the product, we have this one. We looked at it before, which basically take the product and create one line of it with the ID, comma the name, comma the category, comma the price. And this way, toString will be there. And what we will do also, we will go to next line after we do that, okay? Now we finished with writing. Again, to get it clear to you, the writing is very simple. Just save to file. You need the file name, and then you need to throw exception if something goes wrong, and the exception will throw is input-output exception. The error we're expecting here will be related to input-output. Either file is not there, or you don't have the right to write to it, or something like that. And writing means access right to the folder or to the file. And here, basically, we create writer using this line, and then we go through the array list and write everyone in the array list to the text file by converting it to string and adding it there. I think it's clear to you now. Now let's look at read from a file. Now assume this is already stored in the file. We need to retrieve it from the file. So how we do that? Again, it's not that complicated. Read from a file, and you need to throw an exception, and you should have the file name that you need to read from. Here we're clearing the array list. Why we clear the array list? Because we don't want to get duplication. We maybe already have a data in the memory, and we upload again, and it will be added to that data already. So we need to clear it first. So this line use the array list or list method called clear, and this clear will just delete that list and make the list empty. There's nothing in the list. Then now we need to create a reader. So buffer reader, not buffer writer. I need the reader, and the rest are the same, buffer reader, and then we need to pass that file name. So this will end with one line with an object called readers that is able to read from that file. Okay? Now to read from the file, we need to create a line. So we create a variable called here line string that will take the data from the file, put it in it, and then use it to create the object to do. So line is actually to read the first line, then use it to create the object, because the line is not an object, as it's its own text. So this is while when you read the file, you need to make sure you're reading while you are not at the end of the file. If you are at the last line of the file, you don't need to read something is not there, because you are at the end. Okay? So this one, while read line, store it, read line, okay? Store it in line. And then if this one is not null, means it's not null, it's not empty, then do this. If it is null, leave the loop and go away. Now, assume we are at the first line. At the first line, we will be able to read that iPhone device which we spoke about, and then we can do that. So that iPhone will come as a one line, one iPhone electronic 4000. Now we need to pass that line to toString, which you remember we said we'll do the opposite. So this is the toString which we used before. toString basically will receive any text line and will split it using comma. So it will search in the file. Every time there is a comma, make it apart. Every time a comma, make it apart. So in this case, we will get 4 parts. The first part will be the ID, which is 0. The second part will be the name, category, and the price. So this one will return to us a one line of code, the split. This one will take that line and send it to the constructor of the product and pass these 4 components. So these 4 components will go to the constructor of product, and it will create an object. the constructor, what it does, create an object and send it to the caller function, and then we'll get. So this line now, after it goes there, this line will receive, if you look at this part will be an object of product, and that object will have ID 1 in the first time, name iPhone, then category electronic, and price for 4,000. And once this object arrived, we will add it to the array list. So now the array list has one item inside. We'll go the loop and go to the second one, which the fish, okay? And the fish will have the line of the fish, which 3 fish, I think I said food, 50, okay? Your memory is good. That will be stored as a one line in line. It will be sent to this beautiful function from string. It will arrive as one line. It will be splitted using the comma. Those parts will be sent to the constructor of product, will create an object and return it back. Now we have this object, the outcome of this here is object of product will be pushed to the product. So the fish now will be added to the product list, and so on, and continues regardless of how many items you have. So back to reading, I'll repeat it again because they say if you تكرار يعلم الشطار, for sure those people who really want to learn, they will repeat things, repeat it, and make changes and do until they master it. Mastering it needs some time. Okay, so basically it's a very simple method. It will throw an exception if there's an error, and it requires the name. Get the name, create a reader. The reader will be used to read the line, and we'll take the line one by one here while it's not at the end of the file. And every time we get the line, convert it to object, store it into the list. Okay, done with the read. Now here, this one, get products. This is a very simple getter, isn't it? So it will return a list. So what base of type product? So you just return only that. This will not spend any time on it because you know it. You've been doing getters for some time. Now, let's go into the search. Assume we want to search our database to find a certain product using the ID of that product. So this function will help us. If we know the ID of a product, then we'll go into a loop, and we are not going to search the permanent database. We will search our array list because our array list already took the data from either the file or from the user, and we'll go through our array list of products, and we'll have a loop. Every time if you get the ID and find the ID is equal to the product ID which passed to that function, if they are equal, it will return product. If this loop continues and nothing is there, reach the end and there is nothing, it will return null. Means that file is not found to do. Okay. So this is a very simple, just for loop. You know what, you did something similar in the past. The last one here we're dealing with on this one is the delete. I want to delete an item, like I deleted number 2. So I need to know the ID of that item. There should be something I use to delete that thing, either ID or the name, or maybe combination, ID and name, or the price, things with more price or category. Here we'll give you just one example, deleting by ID. But later you can do deleting by anything you want to delete. Okay, and same thing, searching, you can make a search by the name or by the price, that more than this amount or less than that amount, or between the range of these two amounts. You can create multiple search functions for your application, and the logic is very simple, as you know. So now delete. Delete will return Boolean. If it's successful in deleting, it will return true. If it failed in deleting, it will return false, because we need to know the end result of that delete. And it's a simple one again. So basically we create an object, we call it product to delete. And this product to delete will use the search function which I have here to come with this object. Okay? So this object will come from the search. So we call the search by passing product ID, assume ID 2. We pass 2. 2 goes here now. This is 2. Search for a product that has ID 2. It will find that fish. No, it will not find anything because we deleted 2. 3. Assume 3. If we pass here 3, 3 will go here. We'll go through. We'll find the fish because the fish is 3. We will return it to the caller function. So product to be deleted is now 3, which is the fish. Okay, which is the fish. Now we know it. If we know it, then we need to see if this is not empty, maybe the search return null. Yeah, if I use 2, which I did already deleted, it will go here and will not find anything, so we return null. So this will be null. If it is null, yeah, it will do nothing. But if it is not null, it will use the remove method of the list. Okay, so using the method delete, and we'll pass to it the object, which this object which we found there, and we'll say true, and this is successful. It will return true. Otherwise it will return false to do. Okay, so that's deleting, not that complicated one. The last one is updating the file after deletion. So we deleted now the object from the array list, which in the computer memory. We want this one to be reflected on the permanent file, the text file. So basically that's what we need to do. We will call the method save to file, which we have up there, and save to file will go through the array list and take each item, convert it to a line, push it using writer to the file, and continue its loop until it complete. And we know save to file, which we know it. This is save to file. Remember, this is our save to file. This is what it will do. It will just take, the file will go through, create a writer and go through the array list and save every line to do. Okay, good. Now we're done with that one. We finished the main 2 classes. We have one is our product one, and I put it here as well. Our product, and then our products manager. So project manager is the one who does save and file. None of other files do. So this is the main class. In Bubble, I have it as main because Bubble use the first one is main. If you're using other IDE, you can use any name you like for this one. And basically, this one we will create an attribute or object of the manager that we just finished now, call it manager, and we'll have a static variable or text for the file name. So file name here, products.text, and file name, store in file name. And we're using uppercase here, that means it's static type. Okay, we'll look at that one. And then we have the main function. And then we added 4 functions that just simplify things for us and make our code is good. One is adding product, one is viewing product, one is deleting. And this all will be using the file product manager to do the operation for that. And this is exiting. Okay, let's go and see the code. So basically, we will import the input out exception, list, and scanner. This is all what we need, because writing and doing everything is done in our manager to do. Okay, so this is first the main function. And here you can see I created a static object, you can say. Why static? Because I need only one product manager in my application. For security reason, I need only one that can handle. I don't want 2, 3 of them reading and writing at the same time and causing issues. Everything to write to the file or read from the file is done from one single. There's no other object of product manager will be there. Okay, so we use static. Okay, this is static, and now anytime I use manager, I'm referring to the product manager. And again, I used final file name. I don't want file name to be changed by someone else. This is my database. You look in the database, you cannot allow user to change the database name. That will be a disaster to do. So I need it to be static and final, so there is only one file name that cannot be changed after created. Okay? So these are the two only attributes I have here. And then I'll come to the main function. In the main function, I'll use scanner. We all know scanner. And scanner will be there. It will check, will try catch here, if the manager can access the file. Yeah, if it can access, this is fine. Otherwise, you will get could not read from the file if you try to read from the file. And then we'll create a menu. We know the menu. So the menu will have product manager menu, 1 add, 2 do, view, 3 delete, 4 exit. And then we'll get a message, please enter your choice to do. The user will be able now to enter his choice. The choice is here, will be through scanner. We'll have a scanner that read line. So it need to read that one from the user. This will delete any line being read before or something in the buffer. Now we'll have the switch, and the switch, as you know, case 1, 2, 3, 4, those discrete choices that we have. So case 1, it will add product, will call the method add product, which we have it in the main, okay, and it will pass to it the scanner. We'll look at that one in a minute. And then 2 view product, that will just go to the view product, and 3 delete, and 4 exit. So now if we select add product, okay, it will go to this method here, add product. This is the method. So add product receive the scanner, which we have. Then we'll ask the user, please enter product ID. We will use scanner next line to read that ID. All these are text, as you remember. And then print, enter the name, will come a text. We print the category, will come a text. And then we will have also the price will come as a text, but we're going to convert it using, read it as a double. We'll treat it as a double, so we'll use next double, not next line. And then this line to consume new line. If there's a new line after this, will be consumed. So you don't get an issue that jump to another data. Well, you know this, and you've been through this one before. That's good. Now the user now entered all the data, the product ID, the name, the category, the price, and we have them all stored in that. We need to create an object of that. So we'll use product, new product, the constructor, and we'll pass those data came from the user enter. And then we'll ask the manager now to add this product to its array list or to its list. So we'll add it to the list. So that list products in the manager will now include all products we have. Next, we have to save it to the file. So first we add it to the array list, and then take the array list and put it into the file. So we need to add it to the file, and then we'll try to do that. And if we get an error because we cannot write to the file, we'll have the catch there. So we'll use the manager to save to file, and we send the file name. We know now save to file again. No, sorry, this is the add to product. This is here, add manager, add to product. That's how it works, you know it. And now we know save to file, how it works. We have seen it 4 times before. Basically, it will go through the array list and convert each one to a line using toString, and pushing that one using add to the array list. And that's will be there. So we'll call that one, and then it will say product added and saved to the file. Okay? If there's an error, it will do that. So this add product is a very simple one. Again, I'll go back to it from beginning. Add product allow the user to enter the data. Then after he entered the data or she entered data, create an object using this data. Then ask the manager to add it to the array list, and then save this one to our file by using the manager save to file method. So the manager will do it. So this is the good thing. The database handling is through the manager. We're not doing it in the main function. We ask the manager to do it. And that's make that segregation between the different business logic. Okay, that's done. So if the user click 1, he will go to that add product, will do. If click 2, will view products, and view products is simple. Create an array list here that will ask the manager to pass its array list, and the array list coming from the manager will be into products. You know, we cannot access the array list of the manager. Why? Because it's private. So we ask the manager, send us your list, and we'll store it in something called products, and we will deal with it now, because we cannot get yours directly. So the manager will send us the products, we'll store it in product, and now if this product is empty, then we'll get this message, no product available. But if it is not, then we'll go through them one by one and display them on the print them. Okay? So that's view product. Okay? Let's go now to the next one. It's delete product, which third one. Delete product will be there, and it will ask the user which product you want to delete. So this user has to enter the ID. We will use scanner next line to do that, because it's a text. The number is a text here. And then we'll ask the manager to delete. If the manager is successful to delete, we will get a true. Otherwise, the manager will get false. So deleted will be either true or false. True if it's successful to delete. False if it's not successful to delete. Okay? Because you remember, delete product ID by ID will return true or false after it does its process. Either manage to do it or not manage to do it, to do that. Okay? So if that's done and that product is deleted from the array list to do, we need now to update our database. Okay? If it's correct, then we need, if it's true, this is true, then we need to try to update our file data. So we'll use the method update file after deletion, and we looked at it before, where it's first clear the product list and then add the data and then do that. It basically will write to the file the new data, and then it'll say it deleted. If not, will get us this catch exception handling. But if delete is false, it will come here and say product ID not found, and it display to us. So we know this product is not there. I want to delete number 2, and 2 is not there. Then it will tell me it's not there. And finally, to exit our application. This is just get a message saying application exit and done. So this way we are done with our project. Okay? So let's go here. What did you learn from this video? If you go back and think, what did you learn? Again, as we said, you learn all these things. You learn basic object-oriented encapsulations. we have done. We know how to read now and write to the files. We use buffer writer, buffer reader. We create an object, and then we can convert the object to a text, to a line, and then text, line, or string, and then store it. And we know how to search now for the items, and how we also can update our database after deleting the things from the array list. And we know now how to use a list, array list, and use the function delete, remove, add, and things like that. And we know exception handling. We use try and catch in many places. We use throw as well in save to file, read from a file, and throws was used in that one. And we know now how we structure our code in a proper way. So we have the manager now can be used to handle all the writing and reading from the database to do. And other application provide the support. Now, what should you do next? You learn this and you've seen this example. Of course, you need to practice and do it yourself. If you don't do it yourself, it will be not easy for you to keep it. You will lose it after just a few days. It's gone. If you repeat it, and one way to repeat it, create those applications. Using the same knowledge, you can create these applications and many more. So you can create a library system where you can implement adding, searching, updating, and deleting box. Same thing, like a product. The product you have only a book here. Okay, you can also manage members if you add users who access the library and give them access, and you can do that one. You add them and you provide them what you want to do. You can implement student information system, like creating student record, student name, student courses, and other things you can do with that. You will need more than one text file to do that, but they are the same. All the things will be the same. Inventory system, warehouse, store, things like that. You want to store items and search them and things like that. You can implement employee management system, information about all employees, their maybe salary and when they joined, and other information about that. You can do it now because the same thing. If you just repeat, you'll find it's the same thing. Grade application, student grade and courses and record, similar to the student information system. You can do that for hotel reservation. You can do all this by storing the data and retrieving the data. You have good enough skills to do that, or information and knowledge to do that. You need now to build the skills by doing it and repeating it and repeating it, and then you'll be great at that one. And finally, thank you for listening to this video, and I hope you found it very useful. Thank you, everyone.